Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for a Friday evening video. It's Friday, gonna get down on Friday. That's something for the weekend song. Alright, but it is Friday, August the 8th, 2025. Thank you all for watching right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. Thank you for watching. Excuse me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button in my parts down in the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to hit that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Because if you do, well, fuck you, man. You missed it. You're SOL, and you know what that means by now. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You'll get sent to the Shadow Realm. Ozzy and Satan will bite your head off and then eat your soul. So, don't do that. Man, that's pretty much it. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. Grab your drink of choice, whatever you're drinking tonight, or today, tomorrow, whenever you're watching this video. But sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, go fuck yourself. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, it is Friday evening. We got SmackDown coming your way in about 45 minutes from now. Should be a great show. SmackDown's aftermath show from SummerSlam. So we're gonna have Brock Lesnar and John Cena in the house from some shithole in America. So, we'll see what their plans are going to be for Clash in Paris. 3 weeks from Sunday, we know Roman will be there. He'll be on Raw in, I believe, 2 weeks. And won't be on it this week, on this coming Monday, but next Monday, the 18th. The 18th, he'll be there. But after that, he's going to be filming Street Fighter as he plays Akuma Flame, or whatever he says. So we got that. Kenny Omega's playing Sagat. Interesting. 50 Cent's playing Balrog, and Cody is playing Guile. Blech. Nobody cares. I don't even know. All I care about is who's playing Chun-Li. That's all I care about. But, she's from China. But, we'll see what happens with that, and when that movie actually does come out, will it be good? Will it be not? I don't care. But we got that. But tonight, SmackDown, it should be pretty darn good. And we'll see what happens with that on your 2+ hour, well, actually not 2+, but it's about 2 hour Cure for Insomnia. That's SmackDown on the USA Network. And tomorrow we got Collision on TNT, and then nothing after that. We go take a day off on Sunday, and then we're back at it for Monday Night Snore. And that's that. But I hope everybody had a great day. It was nice and sunny here in the Northeast. Not too hot, not too cold. Getting down to 8 o'clock as the sun goes down, but it gets dark about 8:15-ish. So as we get into Labor Day weekend, we get dark around 7:45, close to 8 o'clock. So, the summer is fast going bye-bye. About a month from now, a little over a month from now, bye-bye the summer. We'll begin the great season of fall. Halloween is coming up. And then the holiday season will be upon us. Thanksgiving and the greatest month in the world with the greatest people in the world. You know what it is. December. Winter will be here as well. Christmas, level 49 for me. And then, pretty soon, bye-bye to 2025. Hello, 2026. As we start the second half of the decade. And we'll see what happens with that. Not a great 2025 for a lot of people. Especially this year. The second half has been really bad. We lost Ozzy. We lost Hulk Hogan, brother. We lost Malcolm Jamal Warner. We lost a lot of people, in the span of a couple weeks ago. So, hopefully we don't lose anybody big, huge, in the next pretty much 4 months and change. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, before we get to SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, tomorrow, excuse me, I'm choking on my chicken. That's what she said. Ah! Alright, now, let's get it out of the way. Tomorrow we got Collision, as well as preseason football. Week 1 of the preseason is, football is back. We had games yesterday. Yeah, Otaku's Ravens won. Big fucking whoop. But if you're a New York Giant fan, we got the Bills tomorrow at 1 p.m. on NBC for Jets. Jets. They play the Packers in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No, Mr. Kennedy. But they're going to be in Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. The not so frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. That game's at 8 o'clock on Channel 55 here in New York City. Or if you can watch it on Red Zone or wherever you watch it from. If you don't have Channel 55, you're fucked. And that's that. And for the Niners, I believe we played the Broncos. So we did have joint practice with the Broncos. I think we do play the Broncos this weekend. So Niners and let's go Broncos this Saturday night in somewhere. So Niners preseason starts. Brock Purdy will play like one play and then go to the bench. You know, and then we got the other most of the other stars will not play much. Probably like one or two series, and then I'm gonna hit the shower. I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna take a leak. You know, watch the game from the sidelines or the stands, or do something. You know, but most of the stars are not gonna play even much in the preseason. Not much, but yeah, we'll see a little bit of Brock Purdy, and then we'll see some of the backups that we have that the Niners have. Jennings will start a little bit. Ayuk will not be playing because he's not going to be playing until probably week 3. Who knows what that injury he has. Ricky Purcell will be playing a little bit. I don't know about McCaffrey, if he's going to play. So like I said, most of the Niners, your big name starters, are not going to play much. This is preseason. Who wants to see them play in preseason that much? But, you know. But we're counting down the weeks, about 3 weeks away from the actual start of the season. That's on a Thursday night, September the 4th. The Pedophile Eagles defending their title this coming season, and they start week 1 in Dallas against the Cowboys. And the Niners go to Seattle to face the Seahawks. So what happens with that? And then the Giants and Jets, we don't know. Who cares who they play? Both of them teams suck and they won't go anywhere. Well, maybe the Jets, because they have a great defense this year. So do the Niners, because the Guru is back, Mr. Robert Saley, and we'll see what happens with that. Got a couple of good draft picks, a couple of good free agents here and there for the Niners, but hopefully we'll turn that 6-11, reverse it. And I think we will, but we'll see. We shall see what happens with the Niners as we go into the season. But we're getting close to week 1 in the NFL. In the league where they play. For pay. And it's going to be redemption season for the Niners. We'll see what happens with that. And Matthew Stafford and his back, which is shot. Oh, you St. Louis Rams fans. You think Jimmy G's going to save your season? I shouldn't talk because he did that with the Niners when he was hurt, you know. When, I forgot who went down. Somebody went down and then Jimmy G took over. I forgot, but... And then when Jimmy G went down, Brock Purdy came in and became a humongous star. And everybody's like, well, fuck you, Jimmy G. Get out of here. Take your one trip to the Super Bowl with the Niners. It's all Jimmy G's fault near the end of the game anyway, so... Oh, we got that. But alright, not about football. We'll talk about football at the end of this month with my 2025 NFL season preview. And we got that. But let's get back to the sport of professional wrestling. It is time, before we get to SmackDown, it is time for your late, so out of fucking date Monday Night Raw review. As we go into SmackDown, it is time for your Raw review from this past Monday, April the 4th, 2025, and we are emanating from my neck of the woods, Brooklyn, New York, Gene. And we are emanating from the Barclays Center. Should have been the Mecca of sports, Madison Square Garden, but we go to Madison Square Garden Light, and that's the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. And as always, our commentary team of Michael Cole and Corey Slave. Alright, this is the aftermath of night 1 and 2. So this is pretty much what happened after night 2. So now we're on the road to Paris. Clash in Paris. 16 days away, so we're 2 weeks away from Paris. And, see what matches will be announced. And, well, we do know that Stephanie McCurry has a women's title match against Naomi, or we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we even get to those particularities, we start off the show with a recap of both nights of SummerSlam, so a big, long, huge recap, as always. And then we start the show with the new Raw World Heavyweight Champion, the man who cashed in, did the heist of the century again. And ladies and gentlemen, he's a visionary, he's a revolutionary, he's Seth freaking Rollins! Alright, so he comes out with B&B security. Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed and the Oracle. My name is Paul Heyman, so they all come out. And Braun had a little bit of a limp. You know, we saw what happened at SummerSlam where he kind of was limping and, didn't look too good. But he's there. Anyway. So they come out, get things going. My name is Paul Heyman, declares himself not just the GOAT, but also the Oracle. No, you're a walrus and a dumb bitch. Or as Roman would say, you're a dumbass. Talks about the people, everybody in the ring. Says that normally I would be introducing the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. But Roman hasn't been champion in a year and a half. Well, that's a long time, man. But he'll be champ again. Right before he retires for good. But we'll see what happens with that. Or he could be introducing CM Punk, who won the belt and then lost it like five seconds later. But then, as we all know, Seth took the title away, stole the honeymoon, which is very good to Seth. Yeah, I bet, right, Seth? With your hot wife, Becky Lynch, who retained her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria, the Nazi bitch from Ireland. Alright, so Seth gets on the mic, talks about how the fans all turned their backs on him. You know, they gave him a humongous ovation when he came out to get the belt. Anyway, he says, you should never bet against me because I am the new World Heavyweight Champion. Shame on you who turned your back on me because, I always have a plan B. And he told 2 people about that, which was his hot wife, Becky Lynch, and his Oracle, Mr. Wiseman. My name is Paul Heyman. We are the past, present, and future of wrestling, and we are the Vision, which is now the new name of their group. It's not Empire anymore, it's called The Vision, which I think is stupid, but it is what it is. And then, Eli Drake. That's not an insult, that's a fact of life. Yeah! He comes out, greets the champ, the Oracle, and the B&B morons. So Eli accuses Seth of faking his injury to get out of their match at Saturday Night's, which would have been a Saturday Night's main event, but Eli would have beat him anyway. Well, Eli beat him anyway, I think, by forfeit or some shit. Anyway, Well, that makes things kind of interesting because I'm ready to beat you again right here, right now. So Seth seems pretty, I'm interested. But then he says, no. And then Adam Pearce comes out, the Raw general manager. And then he's like, well, wouldn't it be prudent to run a title match with no promotion, but it's also not normal to have someone lie to his medical team like you did, Seth, and that's why we are putting the World Heavyweight title on the line. Seth freaking Rollins versus Eli Drake in the main event, and B&B Security is banned from the ring. And B&B is not too happy about that. Paul Heyman not too happy about that. And then Adam Pearce makes it official. Alright, so we got all that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. So Eli versus Seth, main event for the world title. And we'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, then we go to the Judgment Day Clubhouse. So we go somewhere in the back. We have the Judgment Day of Fiend Balor, JD McDumpfuck, the Raw Tag Team Champions, along with the Women's Tag Team Champions still. That's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, and Dominic Galero still your Intercontinental Champion. They run into the LWO. That's Dragon Lee, Joaquin Wild, and Raul Mendoza. And then Dom doesn't think much of them. And then Dragon Lee requests and gets a match later on. I think with Dom. But then, hey, Jay, you lost! Styles comes in and says, hey, I'm still coming for you for that belt there, Dom. It is what it is. Why is that guy coming after my son? He lost! I don't know, Eddie. I don't know. He's a gringo just like Rey Mysterio. I'm Dom's papi. You know that. I know, Eddie. Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. He's my son. Okay, we know he's your son. He has a great mullet like you do, a great mustache like you, and he has a hot, freaking smoking wife that you used to have. Well, you had Vicky, and then you got with Angie. That's how you got Dom. Remember that? Yeah. No, Vicky wasn't even that great in bed. Angie was a maniac. Pero. She sucked on my. Oh, I don't want to know. Calm down. We don't need to talk about that. That's later. We'll talk about that later. You got China up here now, so you don't have to worry about it. China can, you Joni, please, thank you. Go have some sangria, at the bar, hang out with Mikey, and, just chill, okay? Yeah, Eddie, get over here. I gotta talk to you about something important. Oh, what is that, Mike? I can't tell you. It's very important. Okay. Well, you can't tell me, your best friend? I'll tell you later. I just gotta... Eddie, get in here. Okay. Alright. I wonder what business it was. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Alright, we move on from that. Alright, so we got, I don't know what it is, a 6-man tag or something. Oh, we got that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get to Alexander Rusev. Rusev smash, not a pussy! Yeah! Alright, he takes on Sheamus. Fella! I think this is the 3rd or 4th match. And, as we all know, when Sheamus and Rusev fight, it's a banger after banger after burger after burger. Banger. This was a great match. 9 minutes, though. It should have went a little bit longer, but still. Back and forth they went. Sheamus grabs a super white noise. As we go to another break, come right back. Sheamus hits the Irish Curse backbreaker. Then the 10 bells of the Belgium, or whatever he calls that fucking move. He goes for it, gets broken up. And then Sheamus like, well, fuck this. Sends Rusev over the announcer's table, then hit Corey Graves. Rusev's able to send Sheamus into the ring steps. Ow! Then they fight into the crowd, where Sheamus hits the forearms of Doom to the chest, and they pretty much count each other out. So, double count out, but still a pretty decent match. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then they continue to fight through like most of the night. And then it kind of carried over to what we saw with Lash Legend, Get Shit Done, and Nia, woo, Jax. And then we're gonna get Nia and Lash Legend next Tuesday on the NXT program. And I think we got another match with I think that third, I don't know how many match, third, fourth, fifth match with Rusev and Sheamus. And I think it might be a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. One of those Irish matches that you love to see. Just let them fight and just let them beat the fuck out of each other all over the fucking building. Falls count anywhere. Let's do it. Right, Paul Stanley? Let's do it. Woo! Okay. We don't have to sing. We sing later. At the karaoke bar. We get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get the New Day of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston! Alright. They're still in mourning over losing the tag team titles. And Xavier Woods, what the hell are you wearing? This big, huge, Kung Lao-like hat. I mean, it looked like it mutated or some shit. I mean, 3.5 foot wide hat that looked like Kung Lao. Okay, and then, he did it. Grayson Waller comes in and asks where they were last week. The New Day shrug it off, but blame Anna Pierce for all their issues as of late. So Grayson goes to yell at Adam Pierce, who's talking to Pentagon. Zero. Pussy, miedo. So, Pierce says the New Day can have a title shot when they actually earn a title shot. It's like Smith Barney. We earn it. Pretty much. So Grayson faces Pentagon. Coming up next! Joy! Like 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. We go to the match, which was almost 8.5 minutes. New Day at ringside. Xavier with that stupid hat. Ugh. Alright, get a close onto the floor. We go to break, come back. Pentagon hits a tilt-to-whirl backbreaker into a slingshot dropkick for a near fall. And then Grayson knocks Pentagon back down. Misses the middle rope elbow drop. As the New Day, who are now on commentary, brags about their success without Big E. Okay. Then the Rolling Stunner is cut off with a super kick. And then the Rolling Canadian Destroyer out of the corner. 1, 2, 3, Pentagon, 0, miedo. I can't do the walk because I'm sitting down, but it is what it is. So, Pentagon gets the win. Match is alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, the New Day goes after Pentagon, little spoiled losers. Goes after Pentagon, who clears the ring, steals the big, huge hat of Xavier Woods, and then does the Pentagon walk, which I thought was funny. And then the hat is thrown at the New Day. Pentagon takes him down with a big flippy doo. And then Kofi's like, "What the fuck was that?" Ah! That was kind of funny. Kofi's like, "Oh!" Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that situation. We'll move on. Alright, there we see the new. Not the new. Oh, yes, it is new. The new, I said women's tag team champions, but they are the new women's tag team champions, Charlotte Flair and Miss Bliss. Alexa Bliss, they're in the back, and then Sheamus and Rusev went right past them. Stopped that little segment. They're still fighting in the back. Get that. Alright, then we go to look at Brock Lesnar's return to SummerSlam to lay out John Cena after he lost the title to Cody, the bitch. So it looks like we're going to get Brock Lesnar versus John Cena in Paris. Really, I really think it shouldn't even be in Paris. It should be in Australia for Crown Jewel in October. That's technically it's Cena's last match overseas. Because then we got Survivor Series coming up, which is going to be in Petco Park, and then Cena's final match, December, at Saturday Night's Main Event in Boston, in his hometown. Who he faces... Who knows? He should face a ghost. Because you can see me by knuckle shuffle. Hey Stan, are we going to run tonight? Let's run. Hi kids! It's back to being face Cena, which is okay because I have to be honest, his heel run was booked like shit. It was. I'm sorry. He comes back, everybody's like, yeah, let's turn him heel. Let's see what happens, and we'll create magic. Then he turns heel on Cody, and basically for 2, maybe 3 months, it was bad. Promos were great, but the way he was booked. Every week he got beat up by Cody, got beat up by Randy Orton. It's why is the heel champion getting beat up every fucking week? Makes no sense to me. But then the promos were actually great. He gets beat up by Punk too. That match with Punk wasn't even that great. Even with Punk trying to, do his Punk life shit. Which is garbage, by the way. And even Cena coming out and cutting a great rap and all that shit. That was great, but still. So we'll see what happens tonight with him and Brock Lesnar running it back from 2012. So just about 13 years later, we see we see Brock and John Cena on pay-per-view. It's gonna be, I hope it's gonna be great, but we'll see how the episode that. Alright, then we hear from Michael Cole, says he talked to Triple H and Nick Kidman about Brock's return, and apparently they agree. If I can get my notes to go down. Oh, they went up. Okay. Apparently they agreed weeks ago that it was time to bring him back home, and he was all happy with that. No, they just brought him back so we can just get him away from the whole Janelle Grant situation. That's why they resigned him. Not because, we need Brock back, because Roman's doing a movie. No, they don't even need Brock. They just needed Brock, because I think maybe Cena's like, let's get Brock back, call him on the phone. And then, Hunter calls up Brock. I know, Brock, we got an idea for SummerSlam. We're gonna beat up Cena after he loses the title, and then you're gonna fight him in Paris. And Brock's like, oh no, I don't give a fuck about you kids. Some shit like that. Alright, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we go back to the ring. The Women's Tag Team Champion, Charlotte Flair and Miss Bliss, they come out for a little kitty chat. Charlotte says that might be her first "You deserve it" chant. But God knows how long. But she has to get used to the idea that they are the new Women's Champions instead of she. So and then she's like, it feels great to be champ again. And then Lex's like, no, it feels like we are champions again. I'm like, are we going a Kane Daniel Bryan route? I'm the tag team champion. No, I'm the tag team champion. Yes, no, yes, no. But anyway, and then Lexi's like, I think you're about to say the F word. No, not fuck. Funny, but anyway. Then Show's like, you are such a pain in the A word. Pain in the anus? Have you seen your anus lately there, Charlotte? It's pretty dark. Have you been to your anus? I love my pancreas. Okay. moving on. But anyway, either way, Charlotte's happy with winning another title, brags about her success. But then the Judgment Day come out. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, they come out. They get right to the point, and we got a rematch from, I believe, night 2 of SummerSlam. Because Adam Pearce is so quick to grant rematches. Why not? So a rematch is made, and we get right to it. And this match, like it was on Sunday, was pretty damn good. Under 13-minute match. Lexi comes in to clean house, only to be sent outside and kicked into the timekeeper's area. Ow. If we go to break, we come back. Charlotte gets the hot tag, clean house again, including a slingshotless buckshot lariat. That's a mouthful. That's what she said. So Raquel, double moonsault, gets in the fall on Roxy, comes right back with a failed pop rocks attempt, and then Charlotte sends her right into the turnbuckle for a little breather, but then Roxy manages a Hurricane Rana. Lexi comes in for the save, promptly sent outside for some interfering, like 2-on-1. Charlotte kicks her way to freedom, and gets the hot tag to Ms. Bliss, who hits the Sister Abigail DDT on Roxy. 1, 2, 3, and still, your reigning defending women's tag team champions, Ms. Bliss and Charlotte Flair. But I don't think they're going to hold it that long, because I think one of them is going to turn heel, which is probably going to be Lexi. So we'll see what happens with that. But still, decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to the back, where we have my favorite part of the show, the Kabuki Warriors, my first and second amazingly hot Asian wives. We have my beautiful first wife, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka! Except my dick. But you knew that already. And my second amazingly hot Asian wife, my pirate princess, who loves to retweet me on Twitter. Love you, baby. And that's Kairi Sane, with the insane elbow. They're in the back, with my third amazingly hot Asian wife, former women's champion, Io Sky. Gotta do that. They're in the back, and then Mommy Rhea Ripley comes up. I'm like, uh-oh. So then, they're talking, blah, 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 and I think Asuka says, oh, you go talk to your friend. And they go to leave, and then Mommy says, I heard you got a one-on-one match with Naomi next week for the title. And then Io says, I didn't get pinned at SummerSlam, and you were never ever going to beat me. And gives her one of those smiles. And then Mommy says, go win the belt so I can beat you. And then, like I said, Io says, Rhea, you are never going to beat me. With a little smile on the face. So I don't know if that's foreshadowing, but I mean, we got that. So this Monday night on the program, Io versus Naomi for the Raw World title. And pretty much the winner goes on to Paris to face Stephanie McCoy, or there might be a pit stop on the way, and they face Mommy Rhea Ripley, or that might come after Paris going into Crown Jewel. But we'll see what happens with that. But love how Io's like, you will never beat me, Rhea. I think eventually Rhea will beat Io, whether it be a one-on-one match, a title match. I think eventually Mommy will finish her story, Jordan, finish the story! And finally beat Io after 5 times! 5! Well, we'll give you another match, why not? You want to lose another one? You're going to go 0-6? We can make it happen. Move on. Alright, then we're going to look at Bayley. Give me a hug. Costing Night Out Vet Kitty the Women's Intercontinental title match against Becky. The man, Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. So, Bayley is in the back looking for Lyra, finds her, who wants nothing to do with her anymore. She's like, get out, you dumb bitch. Get out. And then basically says, I need to get out of this Bailey vortex. Nice Jericho reference. And pretty much they're not friends, they're not enemies, they're nothing. They're just staying away from each other. Just two women at a crossroads. You go that way, you go that way, and we go the other way. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we get to Dominic Calero, SA. Non-title match against Dragon Lee. Really didn't give two fucks about it. 8-minute match. So anyway, Dom tries to bounce out of the corner, gets caught in a sit-up powerbomb to give Dragon Lee a fall. To get back up, Dragon Lee catches Dom in the corner, sets up a top rope double stomp. Ow. And then El Grande Germanicano. That's Mr. Ludwig Spears, who's basically facing Mysterio, Lee, and El Hijo de Vikingo this weekend at for the AAA World Title at Aniversario. Well, not Aniversario, Triple Mania, I should say. And then the other Grande Americano, which is basically Butch. And then a third Grande Americano, which we now know as Tyler Bate. They all offer the scratches, which allows Dom to get in a boot to face. Well, boot-ish to the head. And then he goes for the cover with his feet on the rope. A little bit of trickery like his Poppy Eddie would do. And he beats Dragon Lee. And we got that. So I'm going to be surprised if we get all the Germanicano and the other London guys. You can't call them Americano, you gotta call them the UK-eranos or something like that. Briticanos, I don't know. But you got... And then maybe you add Chad Gable coming back as a fourth El Grande Americano. I don't know what they would be called, the Americans or something like that. Even though we know Ludwig Spears is from Germany, Pete Dunne is from, I think he's from Ireland, or he's from Scotland, one of those countries, and Tyler Bates from England. And Gable's from America, of course, so we like that. Just weird. And people are like, what's that third guy? People still think it's Rey Mysterio. No, it's not! Did you see at the size of the third Grande Americano? Do you think that's Rey Mysterio? I mean, come on! What are we missing? How could Rey Mysterio, looks like 4 foot tall, be hit a step-up insecurity to Dragon Lee? You could tell it looked like Tyler Bate. You could tell the second one is Pete Dunne with the new haircut, just with the mask on. It's obvious who these people are. Ludwig Spears, Tyler Bate, and Pete fucking Dunne, who are in New Catch Republic. Now they're just adding Ludwig Spears into the group. Maybe they'll do another League of Nations type faction, when Gable comes back from his shoulder injury. That'd be very interesting. I'm interested. We'll see. Alright, so Dom gets the win in 8 minutes, and it was a decent match. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, now... Where are we here? Where are we? I don't know. Alright, we move on with that. Alright, after the match, AJ Styles runs in to swing the boot at Dom, and then throws it up the aisleway as Dom leaves. So it looks like we're going to get a rematch for the Intercontinental title, probably in Paris. So it's going to be Dom AJ 2 Electric Boogaloo coming up. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, they'll get to Sami Zayn. He's all happy to defeat Killer Kross at SummerSlam. And basically that whole feud is done, but Killer Kross just re-signed. Thank the Lord for that. Now, can you book him correctly, Hunter? Same. So happy to defeat Killer Kross, but happier to have thrown the steel pipe away instead of winning on his own. He wanted to do it, but he also wanted to be a world champion on his own. And then Sheamus fella and Rusev come in and brawl a little bit more. Sami gets hit in the face by Rusev. Uh-oh. So you know the Rusev Sami match is probably going to be made for Monday. And then we get that. Alright, then we get to the segment of the night. The man! Becky Lynch comes out. And then basically says, ding dong, Lyra's gone. And basically says, you get no more title shots as long as the champ. Which is going to be for a very, very, very long time. And it's time to open up the field to new competitors. But we're not going to do that right now. And then, you can look, but you can't touch. Nikki Smellabella, one of the Bella sluts. She comes out, says, hey, I left the women's division in great hands, but you have been such a disappointment. And I'm back to prove myself, but why did you come back? Is it because Hollywood isn't what you thought it would be? And then Becky brings up her role in Happy Gilmore 2, which wasn't a great movie. And then she's like, oh, what happened to your scene? Oh, that's right, you got cut. Ooh. And that's not the first burn. And so Nikki laughs it off and says that, you're just like your husband, Seth Rollins, nobody believes your BS. And then Becky's like, don't you talk about my hot husband. Me and my hot husband are the hottest couple in WWE. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah! Miss Lynch, I just want you to know this is Macho Man Randy Savage and my lovely wife, Miss Elizabeth. Say hi. Say hi, Liz. Hi. Hi, Mr. Joseph. Hi, Liz. You look great. You look great. You look good, too, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Liz. Randy, hi. What's up, Mr. Joseph? Ooh, yeah, dig it. Let's finish. Miss Lynch, I just want you to know that myself, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth are the #1 couple of all time in the WWE. We were the first original couple, brother. Not brother, but you know. But yeah, Becky, you might want to go back into the history books. Because Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth were and they still are, the hottest couple in WWE history. Not you and Seth. And a close second is me and Rosemary. Just saying. Thank you, guys. Thank you. 7-2 Slim Jim. Okay. Liz. You have a good show, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Don't, you know. Okay. What were you saying? No, nothing, Randy. You have fun with Hulk up there. The Mega Powers, yeah. Alright. Then she basically burns Nikki, says, me and my hot husband are the hottest couple in WWE. Well, that would have been you and, oh, that's right. You can't see him anymore. Because I bring up Nikki's, divorce to John Cena. And it was like, oh, shit. And then Nikki's like, alright, I got it. I fell into that one. And then she challenges Becky for the title. And then Becky's like, boom! Like right jab, right into Nikki's face. Knocks her down, kind of makes fun of her boobie, kind of exploding. Or, you know, whatever. But, damn, that segment was, was epic. And I gotta get to, SmackDown, that's about 2 minutes away. 2.5 minutes away. Actually, 1.5 minutes away. Ooh, Violent Night. Is this the one with Goldberg? I think Goldberg was one of the Santas in this one. I don't remember. On Prancer, Comet, and Cupid. Oh, fuck you, damn reindeers! Into the moon we go! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, you fuckers! As Ozzy would say. The great Ozzy. Ooh, his head got exploded. Yuck. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so that was a hellacious segment. Great segment. 4 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we see Naomi. She's in the back. Proceed with caution. She says, I am indeed facing Io next week for the title, but then La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, comes in, looking great. Naomi threatens to snap Stephanie's horns off, stick them up her ass, and leave her with a limp. Eee. And then she's like, she starts limping her way out. And then she's like, ha 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 ha! Alright, we got that. So that was pretty good. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. As we move on. Alright, Walter is out of action, getting his nose fixed after getting destroyed by Punk at SummerSlam, losing the World title momentarily. Then Seth got it, as always. Alright, then we get a look at what's coming next week. And then we're in the back. We have the Boat, the best of all time, Natalya, who beat the fuck out of Masha Slamovich at Bloodsport. She's with Alpha Academy, that's Otis, Maxine Dupree, and Akira Tozawa. So, Natty starts yelling at Daban Becky Lynch for being mean to Nikki Bella. So then, I think Natalya wanted a match with Becky next week, and Becky's like, all right, I'll give you guys, I'll have a match, but not with you, but with you, Maxine Dupree. Maxine's like, what? And then she's like, see you next week, sweet cheeks. Now we got a recap of SummerSlam Night 2, where Cody won the belt from Cena. Cena gets his thank yous, and then Brock Lesnar, Beastie, comes back to basically beat the shit out of him. Now we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we go to your main event of Raw for the Raw World title. Eli Drake taking on Seth Rollins with My Name is Paul Heyman at ringside. B&B Security banned from ringside. So we get the big match promos. This was a pretty decent match for what it was. But, 13-minute match. Eli grabs a reverse Death Valley driver for an near fall. We get a double down. Seth tries for the pedigree, gets countered, and Eli grabs the DDT, which allows him to pop right back up. And he hits the jumping top rope elbow for an near fall. Goes to the BFT, gets countered. They go to the floor, crash over the announcer's table, then it did not even hit. Then I hit Corey Graves or Michael Cole. Damn. We move on. Alright, Cena's here with his red ketchup, basically a red ketchup shirt. Because he can't find any other colors in the Crayola box to wear. Just recycling every fucking color in the Crayola box. Hey, Stan! I just kicked Stan. Calm down, Sean. Don't tell me to calm down. It's time to go to work, my friends. Go to work. John, go to work. Run down the fucking ramp already. Yeah, let's go to work, you fool. Ow! Would have been funny if he fell. Okay. Alright, they go over to the announcer's table. Seth gets the better of things. And then he peels back the floor mats, showing the concrete. And then CM Punk comes over the barricade and hits Seth, causes a disqualification. So Seth wins by disqualification to retain the title in 13 minutes. Match was alright, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, CM Punk beats up Seth for a little bit. And Eli is pissed. I mean, pissed. And then B&B Security come out, beat the shit out of Eli. And then Seth stomps both of them. And then they pose, and then everybody's like, OTC! OTC! And then, on cue, the tribal chief put up your wands, ladies and gentlemen, and acknowledge him and the prophecy. Roman Reigns. He comes out, Superman punch to Bronson Reed, and cleans house quickly, and then he goes after Bronson Reed again, which allows Seth to hit the stomp. Bronson hits like 3 tsunamis on Roman, ow, and then Adam Pearce and company come out to stop them. That ain't gonna work. And Rollins is like, oh, I'm the champ, bitch! And he's like, this is your fault! And we hear Pearce go, it's my fault? And then Seth's like, I'm the champ, I can do whatever the fuck I want! Pretty much. And then we see Bronson Reed once again thinks he's Debo from next Friday, and he steals Roman's shoes again. So he has like 2 pairs of shoes over his freaking big fat, neck. Alright, it's like you gotta put like a bear trap on them, Roman. Come on now. I mean, those are very expensive shoes. Probably both of them on eBay right now. And we got that. Alright, so that's it for Raw. It wasn't a great Raw, but still decent for what it was. I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. And now we got SmackDown. Cena's talking. I think we're gonna get a face-off between him and Beastie tonight, which makes Issa really happy with Beastie coming back. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I'm gonna go watch SmackDown. After SmackDown, we'll go right into our Dynamite review, and then tomorrow we'll talk about TNA and Ring of Honor, and we'll talk about SmackDown and then we're going right into Collision and preseason football tomorrow. So we got that. So a couple of videos coming tomorrow, maybe more if there's any big news coming away tomorrow as well. I do have a rant coming up. I think I'm doing it on probably Sunday, and it's basically about Nick Khan saying that, WWE fans are gonna buy the new ESPN app and pay $30 a month just to watch our programming. Bullshit! So, might do a little rant about that situation. So, we'll talk about that Sunday on the #1 rant channel on YouTube, PG Rants, and that's it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Let's go watch some SmackDown. I'm gonna have a sensible dinner and enjoy it. The first official weekend of August, so not really doing anything this weekend. I was supposed to have plans tomorrow, but they got changed, so I'm pretty much staying home for the weekend. Just a weekend to chill. So I'm gonna have a chill weekend. Not do much. I might do a little bit of laundry, and then some housework, and that's basically, I'm not really doing anything this weekend. Next weekend, that's when I will not even be around, because I'm be in Jersey within this moment. So next Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday, I will not be here, but your SmackDown and Collision reviews will be coming late Sunday night. So I'll be off YouTube next Friday and Saturday. So, but I might like look at YouTube. I'm not gonna like comment on videos or anything like that. But it is what it is. And if people think I'm lying, go fuck yourself, because you're not gonna be there, and you don't even know where it is. Where In This Moment's concert is. So fuck you. And I got the tickets and the VIP to prove it. So. Like, try your bullshit. Like, you're not gonna go to the concert. Yeah, sure. I pay for the shit, so, and I work, so I got lanterns. So you don't. I have to pick up the lanterns at the event where the event's gonna be held. So and the missus is going too. So it's gonna be one hell of a weekend in Jersey within this moment. For the final show of the Hell Hath No Fury tour. They're going to take a couple weeks off and then start the Dark Days tour. That's in mid-September, going all the way through October, and I think the final show is around Halloween. And then I don't know if they're going to do a fall. That's going to be the fall tour, midsummer into fall tour. And I don't know if they're doing anything for November into December for the winter tour, because we know if they do something, it's probably going to be a couple of shows for November into part of December, and then they're going to be off for Christmas and New Year's, back at it again in 2026. So if you want to see In This Moment, go see him, say hi, and that's pretty much it. Alright, time to SmackDown, and I'm out of here. I'm Peter Joseph signing off, 6.5 out of 10 stars for Raw. But until next time, peace, motherfuckers.